So when was the last time you walked for 2 hours with a luggage on your head? Is there even ever a time in your life you've done that? Maybe not, especially with this generation, with tuk-tuks and taxis and boda and Ubers. Well, there's a lady who did that just a few years ago, all because of love. Stay tuned. In March of 2019, Cyclone Idai began forming in the Indian Ocean, sustaining speeds of up to 175 kilometers per hour. It was one of the worst tropical cyclones on record to affect Africa and indeed the southern hemisphere. The long-lived storm caused catastrophic damage and a humanitarian crisis in Mozambique, Zimbabwe and Malawi, leaving more than 1,500 people dead and 3 million affected. It was also said to be the costliest tropical cyclone in the southwest Indian Ocean basin, as the damages caused amounted to the tune of slightly over $3 billion. It was indeed such a mess. The flooding displaced families, rendering people homeless and leaving them with no sustenance. A serious humanitarian crisis was unfolding. But one 71-year-old widow in Zimbabwe by the name Mama Gogo Magombo, on returning home one day from her small business of walking around selling clothes, you can imagine at 71 years of age, walking around selling clothes, she got home and heard the news on the radio. So it means she didn't even have a TV or YouTube. She had the news on the radio of the suffering that the cyclone was causing, and she felt moved in her heart to immediately begin packing the clothes and the jackets she had earlier purchased for resale. And so she went to sleep, woke up early the following morning, put the sack on her head, and began the trek to Highlands Presbyterian Church, where volunteers were coordinating relief and rescue efforts. So she had never been to Manicaland, the place affected by the floods, but she was moved with compassion for the affected. The distance to that place from where she lived was 17 kilometers, and being that she didn't have transport, she put the load on her head and trekked for those entire 2 hours to go and be a blessing to people she didn't personally know, but they were people in need. Her act of kindness moved people when they got to know the pains she had undertaken to ease the pain of others. And Strive Masiwa, I call him Uncle Strive, the founder of Econet, got to learn of this sacrificial act. And he said in a post, Gogo came to give. This is the biblical widow's mite. She gave more than us all. What she did is one of the most remarkable acts of compassion I have ever seen. When this is over, I'm going to find her and invite her to come and see me. If possible, then I will spend time in prayer with her. Then I will build her a house anywhere she wants in Zimbabwe. It will have solar power and running water, Masiwa wrote. He added, then I will give her a monthly allowance of $1,000 for life, because I admire people who are moved to act in a crisis. God bless you if you are moved to act as she did. It's not about how much you have, he added. Now, of course, we don't do such things for people to notice. I'm sure that even when Mama was leaving her house that morning, she didn't think that anyone would notice. She was not doing it for people to notice. She was actually moved by love. And she says in an interview that for her, she remembered the words of Jesus, who said, whatever you do to the least of my brethren, you do it unto me. And I will add on to that, again, Yeshua said that what your right hand is giving, your left hand should not even know. So it is all done in secret. But the beauty is that the Father who sees in secret will reward you openly, just as it happened for Mama Gogo. She got a heftier pension than many folks who work all their adult lives just because of kindness. So where or how can you show kindness? Remember, you don't need much to do so. Thank you for watching. This has been Care to Act series and Ababo's Musings. I hope you're inspired to do some good, no matter where you are, no matter who you are, no matter what you have. you have something you can share to help another. God bless you. Shalom Aleichem.